Why, hello there everyone. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, ohayou gozaimasu. Yonsho nichado. And it's as the title says, I'm stepping back and I'm retiring from tarantulas, specifically tarantula breeding. And I know this may come as a surprise, but let's just say opportunities have opened up that I did not see coming. I'm not saying these new opportunities means I'll be successful, but rather it's an opening door to something bigger. And I've stated this before in my previous videos, that the only two ways that I'll step back from tarantula breeding is if 1, a new career opportunity opens up for me, or 2, I get married. And a new career opportunity has popped up, and for those who are wondering what it is that I want to pursue, it is voice acting. And a lot of people may not have recognized this, but I am trained in voice acting. This is why my voice sounds very calm and very nice to a lot of people who watches my videos, and is really because I've been trained in voice acting, and my voice is a very pleasant voice to many of you, and I'm very proud of it honestly when people say I sound very calm, very professional, or something of the sort. And I know many of you may be asking, what about my tarantulas, my business, and things like that? So, let us talk about this. So I do plan on shutting down my business, Laxow Legacy, in the next 2 months or so, and whatever is left, I'm going to sell out the entire business, whatever remains. So things like my personal collection, slings, juveniles, sex females, future breeders, my feeders, basically all of it I'm going to sell it at one go once I close down my business, Laxow Legacy. And I'm actually going to save that money and basically use it for future business ventures. And that's basically what I'm going to do with that money. As for the channel, I will still be uploading, but very sparsely, and I do plan on doing some more animal content on this channel, but it's more so going to be a really lax, low, and laid out approach. It's still going to be the same, but it's more like a series of what comes afterwards. I do plan on keeping some of my stuff, but the majority of them will be going out. It feels kind of refreshing, honestly. It's like starting over again. And trust me, the news came to a lot of shock to a lot of people, especially the private tarantula breeders, the businesses, the vendors, the old school tarantula breeders, the young and new generation of tarantula breeders, and basically everyone of the like. It was pretty shocking to a lot of people, but I've dedicated over a decade into this hobby. I've done basically everything there is to do. I was never chasing after anything. I was always creating and ensuring that the next generation will thrive. And even now, I am proud of my work. But this is as far as I'll go, I believe. I know this sounds kind of sad, but believe me, it's not. My legacy was awesome. It's actually kind of funny looking back on it. It feels like I started yesterday. But no, it's not the case. I've been in this hobby for over a decade, and I've started uploading on this channel 8 years ago, which is a very long time now. Even though this channel was very small, it had a very beautiful community, and I'm very proud of the work and contributions I made to this hobby. Some of you may not know what those contributions are, and some of you may know what it is, but I will always be around this hobby. Even though I may not be breeding tarantulas anymore, trust me, I'm still going to be reading new scientific papers, still keeping up with the market, and still staying in touch with all the private tarantula breeders, hobbyists, vendors, and basically everyone, including you as well. Because you may be the future. Me, I am a product of my time, and my time has come. I've said this before, and I'll say this again, just like in my previous videos. Everybody will have their time. I will have mine, and you will have yours. If there is one thing I would like to say, is that don't forget the people who have come before us. Luckily for me, I do know the people who has come in and out of this hobby, those that came before, because those people that came before us were the ones that laid the foundation to where we are now. So for you who are creating your legacy, I guess all I could say is, don't forget about mine. But if you do or don't remember my legacy, that is fine, because your legacy may have the biggest impact of all. You just don't know. For me personally, when I started, I had no idea what I was getting into, let alone I had no idea the impact I would make on this hobby, whether it was local or something bigger like here on the internet. It was something I had no plans for that just kind of happened. So if you're afraid, all I could say is try to take a small leap, because sometimes the ripples it will cause will be or is gigantic. The majority of you may have noticed, but I was always the person that was focusing on the future. And while I did learn about those who had came before and those who are currently here now, my biggest focus was just thinking about the future and the potential of what these new people could bring into this hobby. So as funny as it is, I never really built a tower or an empire. The only thing I've ever built was a foundation. And this foundation, whether you decide to take up on it and build something on top of it or not, is really up to you. You can make your own foundation, or hey, you can start anywhere. I never really wanted to build a big tower or start an empire, because basically, it doesn't matter how big or how tall the building or the tower is. If the foundation is poor, the building will collapse no matter what. So the foundation I laid, which was basically the foundation I picked up after the person who taught me, and basically the history of those who came before, this foundation here is pretty rock solid, but it's not perfect. So really, I was just really cleaning it up a bit and just making sure that the foundation was a bit more sturdier. And whether you decide to build a tower upon it or whether you decide to refine it is really up to you at this point. Like I stated, everybody's legacy will be different and everybody will start at a different point at a different time. So the hobby will be completely different by the time you start in comparison to where I started. And many of you may be wondering, do dreams come true in this hobby? Yes, they do. Luckily for me, I was lucky to be at the right place at the right time when the right people found me. And yes, it took a lot of skill, knowledge, luck, and basically dedication to get to where I am now. So for those people who are feeling kind of sad that I'm leaving, please understand, my dreams did come true. And I could easily come back anytime and just explode out of nowhere, because I still have the connections, I'm still staying in touch, and I'm still helping people out, even now. This is a goodbye, but it's not the end of the world, is basically what I'm saying. And I am going to be doing more videos. The next one will be answering everybody's questions that they leave down in the comments down below. And I will still be selling for the next couple of months, and I'll leave it down below of what I'm selling. But man, this journey has been awesome. I don't think the journey will truly end here, but as for now, this is where this chapter closes. I just hope that your legacy to whoever is watching this will be greater than mine's. And I'm sure you can do the same, if not better. And I truly want to thank everybody for this journey thus far. And I still will be uploading. So yeah, thank you everyone.